Today I'm going to show you a homemade elderberry syrup along with a fermented garlic honey and one more bonus homemade cough syrup.
Now, of course, you could buy a pre-made elderberry kit. If not, I'm going to be using cinnamon sticks and some cloves that I had on hand. I'm also adding some dried rose hips and echinacea and hibiscus, and those are going to be mixed into my elderberries. Again, there are kits you can get online. You could do this as well. But if not, gather these ingredients and mix them together and get ready to boil these. You're going to need a large stock pot and 7 cups of water. Once you've added in your ingredients, give them a quick stir. And I'm going to add in a little bit of ginger today. It can't hurt, and I have it on hand. So if you have that, go ahead and add it into your pot.
I was down to 2 kids in the house, and one of them being my newborn and sleeping. She'll actually be 3 months tomorrow. So this is what life is looking like right now. And so I'm just gonna put this on the burner here for 40 minutes. I'm gonna bring it to a boil for about 3 minutes, and then I'm gonna let it simmer for 40 minutes. So while that's going, let's go ahead and get started on our fermented garlic and honey. Just looking up at the light. Hi, babe. Hello.
His son is 8 months old and has teeth, like full-on teeth.
Oh yeah, lots of kids do.
It was a tough trip home.
What is that?
It's going so loud. It sounds just like a party. Thoughts spin around like shadows they cast. I'm an overthinker.
I do know some people have concerns about botulism. I have never once had a concern about that, but I do have a pH thermometer. I can check the pH, and just to be on the safe side, all you need to do is take a little bit of vinegar or apple cider vinegar, either one, and I'm just going to take a tablespoon, and this is going to help keep pH low. People have been doing this for a very, very long time before even adding vinegar. I didn't. Being said, go ahead and just add a tiny bit of vinegar to your glass. Now, before I add my garlic, what I like to do is crush it.
Now try to find a raw organic honey, local. If you can find it, is even better. But you see how thick this is and how difficult it is to get off the spoon. That's okay if you have a very thick raw honey, because it will become very thin as it ferments. And you just want to put a lid on. I'm going to put mine upside down so that the honey will incorporate more. And I'll probably flip this once a day, every day for at least 4 or 5 days.
10-year-old.
Is getting a little later in my household, but I think our elderberry syrup is done. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and strain it. And you're gonna see all the stuff catch at the top because there's quite a bit of things. Then once it's in the jar and we continue to let it cool, I will add honey to this. As I'm filling this up, what I'm gonna do, you see all that stuff in there, it has juice. So I'm going to take the back of my ladle and just go ahead and press it. And I can hear a bunch more of the liquid coming out. This always smells like Christmas to me. It looks like I'm gonna need one more smaller jar, because I need room for honey, and I kind of forgot that.
Then you're just going to add in your honey to taste, put on your lids, and then you'll store this in your refrigerator.
Okay, and lastly, let's go ahead and do a quick cough syrup, or just a really delicious tasting honey. Take by a spoonful in the morning or put in your tea if you'd like. You're gonna need some ginger, some more garlic, and then we're going to be adding lemon as well. You're also gonna want your honey and a few more jars. Now, because you are using lemon and lemon peel, you want, just like before, all your ingredients to be the highest quality possible. Organic is going to be your best bet because you don't want that gloss on the peel here. And garlic especially, guys, like I think 80, I could be wrong, 70 to 80%, I'll put the correct answer below, of our garlic comes from China. And so they have a lot of different regulations over there, even when it comes to organic and what can be labeled organic. Try to source your ingredients the best you possibly can. Try to do a baking soda scrub to wash and get the entire peel cleaned as well. It's going to be very similar to our fermented garlic with honey.
So start with a clean jar, and you're going to add some of that honey to the very bottom of your jar. And from here, we're just going to kind of layer our ingredients. Now, ginger is great because it's anti-inflammatory, has antioxidants, anti-nausea, and will help reduce oxidative stress. Now, there are many immune-boosting properties of lemons, not to mention their vitamin C and citric acid that will help protect cells from damage. Now, the great thing about partnering garlic with honey is that it mellows out the pungentness of garlic. And the properties of garlic are so powerful, it's kind of crazy. It's sometimes called nature's antibiotic, probably from the many active antimicrobial properties it has. But yeah, you're just going to go ahead and layer these into your jar, putting honey in between those layers so that they will be incorporated with the honey during the fermentation process, or if you decide to put this in your fridge instead. Once all your ingredients are in, go ahead and mix around everything to ensure the honey is thoroughly incorporated.
Okay, so for your tea syrup or your cough syrup, what you're going to do is you're going to let this, you have two options actually. You could just put it in the fridge for 7 days, strain it in a week, or you can do it like the fermented garlic with the honey and flip it up and down every day and leave it on your counter. Now, I am not using one of my reusable lids for this because I don't have one that fits this size. So I'm going to take a piece of parchment paper before I add my lid here. So there's my lid on top. I'm going to screw on the cap, and this is just so it doesn't get corroded on the top here. You're gonna want your honeys to ferment on the counter for at least 14 days, but I'd give it a good month. And what you want to do also is burp these every day. Slightly open, and that's it. And then you're going to close it right back up, and you're going to hear a pop. And that is the gases releasing. I'm going to go ahead and let mine ferment on the counter. And I can see there's a little bit of the garlic and ginger that hasn't quite been covered by the honey. So just giving it a good shake. That's why I put some of that honey at the very bottom.
So just under 2 weeks here, you can see how much that honey has thinned out. That garlic will really have mellowed as well. And then if you look at the cough syrup or just flavored honey for your tea, the same thing has happened with this honey, and you saw how thick it was before. Feel free to come back and check out our fire cider recipe for more healing staples for this season.